How hard do you push a lead for an appointment, or a lead that says they're not interested or just looking for fun? Hey, I'm Trey Dobie with Dobie Real Estate. 4 days a week, our team meets to go over role play. We role play conversations and we talk about issues that we're encountering. And today, one of our agents on our team said she's struggling with the fact that when somebody answers the phone that maybe is an online lead, they're saying they're just looking for fun. And she gets hung up on that and can't seem to get past it. And I said the rule of thumb should be you should always try to be rejected 3 times in the phone call before you're willing to get off. So in this instance, whenever she calls and says, hey, have you been, noticed you've been looking at some homes? Have you just been looking for fun? Or you think about making a move? They say just looking for fun. You need to continue the conversation on. Oh, well, great. What made you look at real estate? Why are you just looking for fun? And you continue the conversation. And then if at some point you're like, yeah, no, really, I was just looking for fun, you circle back, try to continue the conversation, build more rapport. And then if they come at it for a third time, hey, literally, I was just looking at it to be nosy. I was just looking at it to be looking at it for fun. Okay, at that point, they've driven home the point. They're just looking at it to be fun. At that point, it's over with. Or if you have a lead that you feel like is ready for an appointment, you know that there's motivation to move. You go for an appointment. If they're not ready for that appointment, you continue the conversation on by asking more questions, building more rapport, circle back and go for the appointment again. Again, if they reject you, keep the conversation going and go for the appointment a third time. So the rule of thumb is always to go for it 3 times. Now, obviously you don't go at it 3 consecutive times like, hey, I think we should meet. What's your schedule like this week? No, really, we can't do it. Okay, I completely understand. But I think it's a good idea for us to meet. Let's meet this week. Like, that is not going after it 3 times strategically. You need to circle around, get off the topic of the appointment or whatever you're talking about, and then circle back around to it. So as we were talking about that, we were talking about the ABCs of sales. In the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, the ABCs of sales was always be closing. Because I was talking about this, she's like, I just need to be more curious. I need to ask more questions. And that's when I said ABCs of sales, not always be closing. Now it's always be curious, because we want to build relationships with people. Always be closing was a great strategy whenever you had a ton of leverage as a salesperson and you held all the cards. But everything has changed. Consumers have so much information at their fingertips. Now it's about building relationships with people. And that's the type of business that we want to build anyway. We want deep relationships with people. We want to develop friends for life and clients for life. So the way to do that is to build a relationship, and you do that by always by being curious. So whenever you go into these conversations, you never make assumptions. Just because you've dealt with X number of leads and they all said the same thing, you can't assume that this person's going to say the exact same thing. You just need to be curious, like a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, and just ask questions. Just be curious and ask questions. And again, you need to be rejected 3 times before you're willing to give up on the call. Hope you found this valuable. As always, make sure you like our Success in Real Estate Facebook page. We're also on Instagram and YouTube. Again, I'm Trey with Dobie Real Estate. I'm here to be a resource for you. Let me know if I can help you in any way.